Hello there survivors and welcome back to ARK Survival Ascended. Today we're taking a look at these Greek stables that I built on Astraeos as part of the little Greek island town that I'm working on. And of course this build once again is mostly using the Astraeos custom cosmetic skins as well as some of the frontier skins to blend in and provide a nice contrast with the very light skins of Astraeos and the darker wood tones from the frontier ones. And this one has actually some really cool features. Originally, I was gonna design the stables to fit the Dreadmare because that felt fitting, you know, horses, but they can also fly and they're a decent size, so I thought that would probably be good. But of course, this is still mainly a dinosaur game and dinosaurs have long tails. So in order to, make sure that you can also still park some of those tames, we have a different stable section to the side, which is a little bit bigger as well. And that should hopefully house some of your friends, even the ones with some longer tails. And then we have the main building at the back in the corner that actually has a bunch of room inside for your breeding needs, your hatching, whatever you want to do inside. And to showcase that, I'll put a carcher inside. It can actually fit one to maybe raise them up in safety. And then on the top we have a little aviary for your flyers that can also be parked up there if you want to. So all in all, it's a pretty useful build, and if you want to see a full step-by-step tutorial on how to build this yourself, please let me know down in the comments below. And here we go, the Greek stables, and I'm really happy with the way this one turned out. As you can see, we got two different stable sections. This one designed around a Dreadmare, and then these ones a little bit like longer, so you can have dinos there in there with some longer tails, which a lot of them do, of course. And then the main build in the corner, as I said, and you can see the little carcher in there to showcase that it can in fact fit inside. And here on the top we have the little aviary. We've got the new Meguana, although this is an S variant, so a modded variant, but looks very, very cool. And some other flyers to kind of showcase the space you've got up here. So for the build, as I said in the intro, I've used the Astraeos custom cosmetics. I've used the frontier skins from the Bob Talltails DLC, as well as some decorations from the Western Deco mod, including these fences and this entrance here, and some of these cards, and also some Klinger rustic structures like the well and some of the feeding troughs as decorations too. Some of those are included, I think, in the custom cosmetic version, although I'm using the just normal mod version. But yeah, you can see these stables actually have a pretty decent amount of space. Now I've chosen for a very open design because I don't mind, defending this area, so I can have that. Although you can see every other one does have the option to have some doors in there should you wish, and if you want to make it a little bit safer. Although I do really like the design as well with these scaffolding pieces, really brings it together. And yeah, as you can see, easily fits Dreadmare inside, so if you want to have some nice stables for your winged horses, this could be one. And then we have a Sarah here. It is an S version, as you can see, nice and glowy, and it can just about fit in. And this is exactly the reason why we have the second section of stables. We got a normal horse as well, just as showcase. You can see a little bit of the hay and the hay bales and everything, which is part of the Western Deco. And then the feeding troughs are from Klingers. Very nice. And then we have some we have some Kentros here as well. Actually, the paleo versions, which are really, really cool. But yeah, they fit inside as well. So yeah, it's a nice little stable design where you can easily house a bunch of creatures. And in this one, I've got 7 in total. But of course, you could keep this going for longer. Or you could even, I suppose, if you really need more space, you could keep going. Maybe make a building on this corner. Have another section going this way as well. And then kind of turning this into either a U shape or even a whole square, so it's also a lot easier to keep everything safe. Then on this side we have more stables. As you can see, these ones are a little bit bigger. They are 3 wide as well as a lot taller. We have one of the ARK Edition creatures, the Edmontonia, which is really cool. I haven't really played around with it, but I just figured, you know, let's get it inside. And as you can see, it easily fits inside. These stables are quite big. Even the Paleo UT, the Greater UT as they call it, fits inside, although the tail is testing the boundaries of it. But yeah, it can fit inside and it looks mighty fine. And then we have some stegos here as well that easily fit inside, tail and all the space they need, and they're just chilling around here and yeah, hanging out, having a good time. So yeah, these are the biggest stables to provide that extra space for the longer tails of the dinosaurs. But as you can see, plenty of space. Again, alternating the design with these scaffolding pieces, and then the new barn doors, which is a variant of the cellar door, of course, for some of these as well. So you can close them up if you really want more safety. But yeah, those are the 2 stable buildings. I really like the variation. At first, it was my idea to just have this one on that side as well, but I actually like this one way more. So we have some bigger stables for the bigger tames, or the longer tames, especially to the side, and plenty of room. And even if you don't have the bigger tames in here, like you could have multiple wolves, horses, or, you know, the smaller tames can easily fit multiple in one of the stables, maybe do some breeding in there at the same time. So I think this will be a very useful base in this Greek Astraeos style to do a lot of breeding in and keep your dinos safe in a very cool manner. And then here we have the main entrance to the build. I really like the way this corner turned out, with the stables going to this side, the different stables design on this side, then this entrance bit with the roof, and that tall window there in the corner really comes together very nicely in my opinion. And then as you can see, this room is tall enough to house a cart chest, so they do fit inside. Yeah, you might think, but they can't fit through the gates, the doors. They actually can fit through those, apparently. It doesn't look pretty, but they can. So you can use this to grow up some cartridges. Now, you probably don't want to have more than 1, maybe 2 next to each other. They could work. I would probably only do it to kind of let them grow up in safety, not really keep them here. But yeah, you can see this it's meant to be pretty open here. Of course, this is going to be your main breeding facility. I actually realized that I forgot to put any AC units in here. Probably want to have those and some cryos, although this is the Dino Depot mod, so that's kind of my cryos instead. We have a bunch of these cool torches at the walls using the Roman custom cosmetics as well, which are really cool, although I didn't bring a power main, so they're not actually lit up. But yeah, there we go. We have a big hallway here with, of course, that side entrance that leads to the stables, but also we have another entrance at this end, so you can easily get in and out with your tames, and we can see the stables from this side too. I'm really happy with the way this whole build turned out. There's a lot of layers to it, a lot of cool details all the way around. And in order to get up to the next layer, we actually do have a whole wooden elevator here, so we can probably have that come down. There we go. Let's get out of the way, and that is the way to get up and down. Then we have a little section out here. I just put it kind of like a table here. I do want to add more plants around this place, to be honest. Oh, I forgot to add some skins to these ones, turning them into some nice Roman hanging braziers from the side. We do have this little one right here, and we have some awesome balconies to enjoy the view of Astraeos. And this is just a kind of a waiting place, you know, where you can hang out whilst you're waiting for your eggs to hatch or your dinos to grow up. But yeah, this whole build did turn out quite nicely in my opinion. So this is just kind of a nice little section to break up the big wall here at the back. And yeah, really happy. It's quite a big build, of course, but really happy with the way this turned out. Again, the contrast of the Frontier skins against the Astraeos ones is something that I'm really enjoying and really liking. I think they go together very well. And then up here, of course, we have our flyer section. We'll go in there with the elevator in a little bit, but just let's just take a look around the building in general. I'm really happy with the way these tables came out. As I said, the two different versions I think is quite cool. They do really feel like stables, and I think that is because of the amount of wood involved in these structures. I think that really gets that stable vibe going. So yeah, definitely would recommend using the Frontier skins for that. That's just such a pretty skin. Even after all this time, after all the new skins we've gotten, I think that's probably still my favorite one from the Bob DLC. Like, it's so good and it's so useful in different styles of builds. And then also this part, you know, so much space for all your tames. I think this one is going to be a really useful one. If I was going to play survival on Astraeos right now, this is definitely what I would be building as soon as possible, because I think realistically, this could last you as like a main base. You could also live, of course, in the house section in the corner, or just add a little house crafting hut next to it. Maybe the warehouse that we built earlier on as well. There's already a full tutorial for that one available. So yeah, there's definitely a bunch of options here. And yeah, really liking the way this all looks. Let's go up to the little attic, which is also kind of the aviary, because, you know, I just wanted to make sure that we utilized every single bit of this build. And of course, adding an aviary to this one is actually very cool. Now, this might not be the most you know, efficient way to get up and down, but it fits the best in this style of the ancient Greek world. Could of course use a metal elevator, but that doesn't really feel right for this type of build, right? So that's why I go with the wooden ones. There we go, all the way up, so you can easily fly in and out here at the ends. We use some of the railings as details, and then you can see we got a Tapejara, we got a pterodon here, very fancy colors, I will say. And then this little S-Meguana that looks very cool, glow in the dark art here. Yeah, very cool creatures. But yeah, that's kind of it. Well, the Karcha is still looking, so he will poke his head up. But in default, they will fit pretty much in there. I'll need the spikes, although that could also be because it's a TLC variant. But yeah. This is quite a nice place. Of course, you have plenty of place here as well. I kind of just decorated it with a bunch of hay, since it's kind of like just an attic with some flyers. So yeah, definitely should be plenty of space to have a few of those around as well, with easy access in and out, flying your and parking your birds in safety. And yeah, making this a very complete stables build. I think I'm really happy with the way this turned out. We built it live on stream, and with some input from you guys, we came to this one. I'm happy that we changed up the design for this section, especially. These bigger stables are very useful, so that is more than just, you know, for like a very limited amount of creatures that will be able to fit in this one. And it was definitely time for me to do another proper stables build. And as I said before, if you want to see a full step-by-step tutorial of this one, to build this one yourself, let me know down in the comments below, and I will try to get that done as soon as possible. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this one. I really like the way this one came together. And yeah, I kind of want to start playing survival so that I can start using this town as my base. But I don't know if I will. Maybe. We'll see. Anyway, I think it's a pretty cool, epic and useful build. Hope you like it as well. If you do, of course, don't forget to leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And of course, feel free to leave your suggestions specifically for the rest of this Greek town. But also, of course, if you want to see any other builds in particular. And yeah, then I hope to see you in the next video or stream. Goodbye.